been truly heartwarming.
More colour, more life, more visual interest.
It is economic growth.
This is really good news for Hereford. It's made the city centre a much more visually stimulating place.
Certainly the first thing it's taught me is to look up.
We want Herefordshire to be known as an important place for arts and cultural activity, and we've got to work hard to develop that.
The Public Art Programme is part of the Hereford City Centre Improvements Project. It's a £6 million project funded by Marcheslep and Herefordshire Council. When the project started, we actually undertook a lot of public consultation to find out what residents and locals really wanted from the Public Art Programme. It was a fantastic 2-day workshop where over 100 people came along and took part in creative workshops, and a number of themes and ideas came forward that we could really put into the artworks, which is fantastic.
It was a sincere way of having discussions and dialogue in order to inform what we could do within the budget we were given.
So what came about from the steering group is that we arrived at 8 wall-based murals which were going to be situated at key locations across the city. So as you're driving in or you're walking in from the train station, you really connect with them. And it also celebrates the identity and culture of Hereford people as soon as you arrive in the city. We've got the Husman pub, we've got the Commercial Inn, we've got Bastion Mews and Irongate Underpass, which are real kind of artery networks coming into the city. And then we've got some passageways through the city as well, which connect retail areas and also public spaces. And we've got Union Passage, Brewers Passage, Booth Hall Passage and Capuchin Lane leading to Church Street. Absolutely anchoring points within the city that really lead through our retail spaces.
It will also have 8 different sculptures that are going to be installed on brackets throughout the city centre.
So there's the art map, which will help people navigate these things.
They can follow and see their city a little bit differently.
We've been so fortunate with the Public Art Programme to attract a number of national artists who work around the world, but we've also celebrated local talent as well. So we've got a number of students, lecturers, tutors from Hereford College of Arts taking part, and also students helping to actually create the artworks, and that's going to celebrate the 170th anniversary of Hereford College of Arts.
HCA has been kind of supporting the arts in the city for a long time. Many of our graduates go off and kind of work in the creative industries, in design industries and in different fabrications.
So I studied at Hereford College of Arts. I am a previous alumni of Hereford Art College.
So I'm a lecturer at Hereford College of Arts as well. I teach on the illustration and animation course, so that's how I first heard about the brief.
We see these works as kind of sparking new interests, new ways of thinking about the city centre. How can we kind of use art and use design to spark a new lease of life for the city?
So we worked with our art commissioners, Studio Response, to develop a programme that really kind of worked from that consultation to deliver what the public wants.
Our privilege is to work with some of the UK's most exceptional artists. With Nomad Clan, they looked at the folklore and history. Curtis is looking at the heritage cow, but in a contemporary way, which I think people are really valuing. Then you've got Charlotte, who's Emily North, who's looked at the flora and fauna that's particular to the area.
So my name's Emmeline, most people know me as Charlotte. So I've been working in public art for about 5 or 6 years now. I really love architecture, and I guess my murals kind of started with architectural shapes, and then slowly I've had the confidence to start to add my sort of botanical illustration.
I did so much research into the booth and I found that it actually had a famous landlord, better known for his fighting, and he was actually the champion of England. When he was 19, he won a fight, and the announcer asked him what his name was, and he said it was Thomas Winter. And the announcer said, well, from now on, it will be spring. Once I had that phrase, it was just plain sailing.
We've tried to incorporate as many of the local meadow and wildflowers as possible, something that would be an educational point for local children and just local people to understand the nature that Hereford has.
We're also going to be doing the planting as well along the ground, so it keeps it in, and we hope to have a plaque up as well to explain it to everyone.
I'm a mural artist that has been painting now for around 7 years, and I mainly focus on fauna and flora. and sort of being native to the area where I'm at, which is where the Herefordshire cattle comes in. Obviously it's a local animal, known and celebrated in the area, so I just thought I'd make a massive version of that.
I've produced murals across the country, a lot around Hereford. I start them out as digital designs or paper cut designs, and I develop them on a larger scale. It is loosely inspired by cabbages, because the original name for Capuchin Lane was Cabbage Lane. It's quite a dark space, it can be quite intimidating, and it's how can I bring a little bit of fun and humour to the space, make it feel a bit softer.
So my piece is a big yellow steel sturgeon with a figure sort of reaching to grab it. The sturgeon references a real sturgeon which was caught in Hereford in the River Wye in the 1800s, and now it lives in Hereford Museum.
I knew that the rock band The Pretenders hail from Hereford, so I based my commission on the bass drum of the iconic black and white drum kit that Chambers used from the late 70s onwards.
I was commissioned by Meadow Arts to work with a group of Class 10 students at Wigmore High School to co-produce with them a sign for the Hereford Art Trail. I'm very excited about the idea of the art trail itself, that the sculpture and the sign will be part of this particular trail that visitors to the city will be invited to do.
Quite often our murals are very heritage-based. We like to research the area in which the mural's going to sit.
Alfred Watkins, the guy who discovered ley lines, so to speak, was like the starting point of the entire inspiration. He was obsessed with hiking, obsessed with nature, and he sort of started making patterns between different ancient sites and monuments, such as Arthur's Stone, which is the main feature point in the piece.
There's the mermaid who stole the bell. There's like local flowers. Yeah, there's quite a lot in there.
Walking around during kind of the inspiration time, coming up with this idea, I just remembered like all these different kind of things. So I figured doing the phrase, every corner holds a memory. So it's been huge for me to personally branch out into another city and do work here, but also been lovely to have that as like in line with my creative past, being here and being a student here of the arts and kind of like developing my styles here and then bring it back again. It's been super lovely.
Nature art is what we do. We bring imagery of nature into these public spaces in the hope of creating uplifting environments for people, environments that people will immediately recognise and enjoy, and that's what we wanted to do with the underpass. The underpass, you know, it needed a bit of love, let's just say that. It needs a bit of TLC, and people need to feel a bit of inspiration when they're walking into that underpass, because it can be a little bit depressing, and we wanted to do something that would really engulf people in natural imagery.
From the first moment we put paint to wall on the first mural, it's been straight on social media. People have been following it, they've been Instagramming. It's fantastic.
I think that the response from the Herefordshire public is going to be so positive. I've had nothing but nice comments from everybody who's walked past me about Brighton and up Hereford.
I've had so much love and support and people buying me coffee, and yeah, it does really keep you going.
It's fantastic, it's exciting, and it gets people really interested and energised. That's what public art should do.
Hopefully it'll not just be a talking point, but something that, you know, people feel a sense of pride about their community again and about their area.
I just hope it puts a smile on people's faces, makes them look up and just appreciate the area a little bit more from where they live. I can't wait to get a Beefy Boys after this, man.
I think it's hard to underestimate the power of art and culture within cities to really define a place. When people finish work, they finish college or school, it's culture that makes people enjoy a place. They want to go into a city to, you know, enjoy going to the pub or going to the cinema or seeing art, and I think that's really the value of public art.
It's fantastic, but also it's about attracting visitors, people outside Herefordshire, to come and see the public arts programme here and appreciate and value it for all it's worth. Our wider cultural offer is gathering momentum and gathering pace, and Herefordshire will get known as being an important place for arts and cultural activity.